is still with me. Dina, you know, as I watch them go down the rabbit hole, it's becoming clear to me what the issue is for this witness. She wants to minimize the concern she had about his drug and alcohol issues. She also wants to paint it that the concern that she has was largely because of the concern that was exaggerated by Amber Heard. So I get that. But if I'm a defense attorney, or I keep calling him defense attorney, he's the attorney for Amber Heard, I'm very happy to go down this road with her. It doesn't bother me at all.
No, it's true. I mean, she did put it a little bit more in context as she kept going, that she was, trying to help Amber, but she maybe didn't believe it herself. Whether or not that's enough to kind of save her testimony, that's unclear. You know, what struck me and might strike the jury is how involved she was in this relationship. You know, she's kind of what you would expect, a handler of a celebrity. And, we sometimes think that there's a handler, but he seemed to have a handler even in this situation. The fact that Amber went to his sister so many times to try to intervene here, is kind of an interesting side note.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I was thinking the same thing. But again, the big sister syndrome from an abusive household, that may come into play here. I want to get your thoughts on the jury, not only the job that they have to do in this case, but the idea. I mentioned that Fairfax is a very affluent area, the 6th most affluent county in the country. You have 8 men, 3 women. They skew younger. Any thoughts you might have on how all those factors might affect how the jury looks at these facts?
Well, it's interesting. One thing with a trial consultant is we often have a jury consultant when we do our big cases. And we find that actually men are harsher on other men and women are harsher on other women. So having a predominantly male jury might actually hurt Johnny Depp because they put themselves essentially in his shoes. And we see that he's going to say that she initiated a lot of the violence. Maybe he was just counter violence. But those same men are going to say, do I do this to my partner, even if they are upset? I think that's actually going to be a negative for him here.
You know what's interesting? I've seen a trend among younger men. I have friends, and they're much more open to this idea that women can be abusers as well, meaning they feel that men are put in difficult positions in a lot of these sort of domestic disputes. And I wonder if that might come into play, since, again, they are skewing younger as far as age goes.
I think you're absolutely right. And I think that's a positive, to realize it is true that women can be abusers. And it's kind of an antiquated notion that that couldn't be the case. So I think that in that respect, they would be more receptive to the fact that either one of them can be an abuser, and not just because he's a male does he have to be the one who is. Yeah, and they're certainly going to hear a lot about both of them being involved in this abuse. All right, Dina, stand by. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get you right back into that Fairfax courtroom. Keep it right here on Court TV, your front row seat to justice.